يا رجوان، عاملين ايه؟ زي ما انتوا شايفين اول لقاء ليا ومقابله ليا مع السفير الكوري. بجد انا فخوره بالمقابله واللقاء ده جدا. سالت السفير اسئله اغلبكم بيبقى عايز يعرف الاجوبه بتاعتها، فانا هسيبكم مع المقابله الجميله دي تستمتعوا بيها. الفيديو ده مميز جدا، هنتكلم فيه مع محبوب العرب ومصر والدول العربية. أخد شهرة كبيرة جدا في وقت قليل بحبه وصدقه واختلافه عن باقي سفراء العالم. السيد جين ووك هونج. دلوقتي هنعرف مين هو السيد جين ووك هونج. Introduce yourself, sir.
Introduce. Hey everyone, مرحبا. أنا هونج جينو، سفير كوريا الجنوبية في مصر. مبسوط جدا إني معاكم النهاردة.
Okay, first thing you know about Egypt and your feelings when you come to Egypt for the first time.
For the first time, that is back in the year 2007 actually. I was attending an international conference held in Sharm el Sheikh already 15 years ago, and that was my first visit to Egypt. And after which I came down to Cairo, and I spent several more hours here in Egypt. That was my first experience with this beautiful and great country. Of course, I did understand Egypt is a country of many precious human cultural heritages, and also full of many kind people. Actually, well, having spent like a couple of days here in Egypt, I came to be more curious about this country, because there was a very brief short visit to this great country for about like 2 days on business. So I may have tasted only partial aspects of Egypt, very superficially. So that made me make up my mind to come to this great country once again. But that actually probably predetermined my destiny as the Korean ambassador to Egypt. And everybody says that if you drink Nile water once,
yes,
then you should come back.
You should come back again.
That actual dream has been realized to me.
How was your feelings when you got nominated to come to Egypt as ambassador?
Definitely, I was very excited to hear that, because right before coming here, I was the Director General for Middle East and African continent from the Korean Foreign Ministry, meaning I was in charge of Korea's relation with as many as 68 countries in the Middle East and in the African continent. But definitely, Egypt has been one of the most important strategic partners to Korea. And moreover, from the first experience with Egypt that happened in the year 2007, I really wanted to go to Egypt once again. And when I heard the news that I was nominated as the Korean ambassador to Egypt, I felt like long-lasted dream came true to my life.
That's an honor.
It's my honor.
It's our honor. Okay, what's your happiest moments here in Egypt, and your favorite places to visit?
Happiest moments, I have to say, every moment is the happiest moment, including this moment.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, to have a very meaningful interview by you, fans of Korea and Korean culture. Friends of Korea and Korean culture. This is the most precious moments. Aside from my official meetings that I'm having with my Egyptian counterpart from the Egyptian government, I always enjoy mingling with our Egyptian friends to share our thoughts and our minds. For example, like the very Egyptian friends who are exposed to Korean culture, including BTS and K-pop,
K-drama,
K-beauty, K-drama. I think the most important actually opportunity for me to be able to approach to the Egyptian public was firstly through my saxophone playing.
Oh yeah, I
I'd
saw
like
it.
to come closer to the hearts of the Asian people, and thanks to those kind of efforts, I was also honored to be invited to Maekun Mona El Shazali talk show last year, and millions of people were watching the program. And
yes.
for about 1 hour, I was able to introduce about Korea and
Everyone
Korean
Korean.
culture. Yeah, it was very happy and very meaningful moments as the Korean ambassador to Egypt.
Favorite places? Favorite places?
Yeah, favorite places. If you remember, I definitely Aswan is one of the my favorite places, and also Luxor too. At the Sphinx Avenue, I decided to appoint myself to be not the Korean ambassador, but the Egyptian ambassador, Egyptian cultural ambassador to Korea. I was totally captivated with the beauties of Egyptian cultural heritage, Aswan, Abu Simbel, Luxor, and also Alexandria, Iskandria, all the coastal cities, so full of cultural heritages and also natural beauties. And what's more important is the very kind people like you.
Thank you.
Very open-minded. I'm always referring the comparison between El Koshari and
Kushari
bibimbap
mahshi.
and makshi. You are ready to mingle with other people. You are very open-minded to mingle with other people from other countries. You are so kind to accept many friends from the outside. That's exactly what I like about Egypt.
Okay, there have been collaboration between Korea and Egypt for 5 years. What are your future plans to strengthen the relationship between Korea and Egypt?
Yes, that makes me and my Egyptian counterpart getting busier and busier. But I'm not workaholic, but I like the situation that we have to be very busy for helping our people to strengthen their relations, not only in economy but also in politics and also in civilian people-to-people exchanges. And having seen that Egypt is a very old traditional country. Egypt's history is already 7,000 years old. However, Egypt is a very young country, composed of very young people like you. Like more than 60% of your population is younger than 30 years, meaning you have the future. So, in order to make our bilateral relations between Egypt and Korea to be stronger and more on a I would say sustainable basis, I put more emphasis on the cultural exchanges, people-to-people exchanges. I'm always saying intergovernmental relations between Egypt and Korea is super. However, governments can change at any time, but people will remain forever. Yeah, so without the approval from our people about our bilateral relations, I don't think our relations can develop further. So that is why I'm putting more emphasis on the public diplomacy and also people-to-people exchanges.
So, what projects do you have in mind to strengthen the relationship and the economy between the two countries?
Economies, I think like the Arabic expression, Sadiq acted Sadiq.
Sadiq?
Right. So I think I want to see more and more Korean investment to come to this very attractive country. that is why last week I hosted a kind of like forum, joint forum, where Minister of Finance and myself hosted a discussion where the Korean companies, together with their counterparts, Egyptian governmental partners, to meet together and to check if there is any difficult issues in their daily business operation here in Egypt. Because I think the best way to attract more Korean investment will lead into what? More local productions, hiring more Egyptian people, and they will be ultimately exporting some of their products to other countries. So we do want to see the increased investment from Korea, but to attract more investment from Korea, what is the best way? I think the best way is to make as many successful cases as possible from the incumbent, from the current Korean investment. If the Korean companies who are already operating here are not very successful, I don't think any other Korean company would like to follow their shoot. So we do want to make the current Korean investment projects to be more successful, thanks to the help assistance from the Egyptian government. Then automatically I'm quite sure that many more Korean companies will come into this Egyptian market to have larger and more effective investment partnerships.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to be here with you. So I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. Egypt love you so much. That's all.
Honor is mine. Just like professional journalist, and Dream, thanks for coming. I did my best. Just like I'm being interviewed by the major Egyptian TVs or major Egyptian. I'm always ready to meet with my beloved Egyptian friends. So.
Also they love to meet you, sir, and we need you here again as an ambassador. We really need this.
Just send my love to the Egyptian people.
Okay.